Joe, in our book, you constantly talk about Coach Walsh and all the lessons that he taught you along the way. And what surprised me is with all the winning that you had, you rarely talk about the actual winning. You talk about the striving, the perfection that he wanted you to achieve, and the lessons. Can you talk to me about that?
Yeah, one of the things that I was surprised about when I got to the NFL was, you know, most people feel like a lot of their learning process is pretty complete at that point in time. I really did not know what I was in for when I met Bill Walsh, and I finally came to realize that my learning process really was just beginning. And the things that he was able to teach me about the game that I thought I had known prior, but still
keep going. This is going to be interesting.
But he really taught about what I call strive for perfection, and he actually taught us all how to work, how to create that work ethic that wanted to be perfect, especially with his offense and especially with his quarterback. He wanted perfection out of it. He didn't want to see the ball hit the ground at any time during the practice. And you know what happened was that became part of my everyday routine. I didn't want to see it on the ground either, and it was something that carried with me whether I was in San Francisco or in Kansas City. And it was a huge reason for our success. And you talk about the winning. Winning was expected. That is what we expected to do. I mean, he taught us that this whole preparation up to this point would make you not see anything else but win, and wouldn't allow you to do anything else but win. You're not going to win them all, but we had our share of winning during those years, and it was because of the way we prepared. And it was the detail that was what really caught me off guard, because he took it to another level, you know. And we talked about perfection because he felt if you strived to be perfect, if you missed it, you could still be pretty damn good. But the problem was if you aimed to be mediocre and you hit your goal, whatever, you're still mediocre. And those are the things, and the details of where to put the ball, how to position the ball when a guy's running a hook to make him turn the right way, to show him that, hey, the defender's coming from this side, so I'll throw it to this side. And I still remember that, 12 inches in front of the number thing, running across the line. I'm going, oh my gosh, he's crazy. But sure enough, you know, these guys are getting ready to get their head knocked off by somebody like Ronnie Lott coming the other direction. So I wanted the ball delivered, you know, perfect to him, not behind him, not in front of him. And you find yourself building that into your everyday routine, and becomes the reason that we end up having success on the field.
Coach, I'm sure you've been asked thousands of times what it was like coaching Joe Montana, but could you comment on that?
Well, here's a person with incredible instincts to play sports, in any sport. Joe could have been great at anything. And a person who had almost an intuitive approach to playing the game of football. So whatever you taught him, whatever you felt you were teaching him, he assimilated it just like that. He picked it up immediately. And so he was, maybe he still is, a gifted athlete, truly gifted. And we were so fortunate. I didn't know how good he was until he began to play regularly. And once he started playing regularly, we had phenomena as a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we're really honored to have you here with us for this program, Coach. And when you walked in, everybody lit up. So thanks so much for coming.
Well, it's a pleasure for me to be here.
Yeah, thank you.
But this is the greatest quarterback of all time. And what a privilege to be around this guy. Yeah. Just fantastic.
Thank you.
I think we all strive for perfection, but we never quite attain it. And that's why you can't touch it, you can't feel it, but you're striving for it. You know, Tiger Woods is always trying to shoot that 59, but he probably feels that I could have shot a 58, or Joe Montana could have completed 100% of his passes instead of 18 of 20, and he was looking for 20 of 20. So whether you're a basketball player, you know, you're trying to shoot 10 for 10 from the field that day. But I think that's what it is. You're always reaching and reaching and reaching for perfection. It's never going to be perfect, but you're always trying to be as close to perfection as possible.
I'm teased by our former players over and over because I keep asking players to repeat a given play. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. And that wasn't supposed to be part of the practice. But until it was right, we couldn't leave the field.
I have a tendency to set standards for myself that are overly high. But I think that if you don't start out with high standards, there's no sense of wanting to achieve anything higher than what you consider to be safe. So I think that setting fairly high standards is important, but you should take your own capabilities into consideration and shoot for slightly above that.